All right, guys. Good morning. It's about, I don't know, I think it's about 7:45, 8 o'clock. That's the building I've been on right there. I finished up those two roofs and that bottom roof yesterday. And now I'm on the other side of Main Street in Front Royal. A little bit of a different view. A little bit quieter on this side. Tucked back in here. But no, I just wanted to if you guys are on your healing journey, if you're actually doing your healing and not running away from yourself, I just want to remind you of something. Sometimes, on our healing journey, our strides are like that, I mean, we're making progress. We're feeling good about ourselves. It's all downhill. We think we've made it. And what happens, guys, is, I'm sweating already. It's not even 8 o'clock in the morning. What happens, guys, is, we fool ourselves. So look, by us coming into our power and doing this healing, we are the most powerful thing on this earth. And through our programming and training, the way that we were brought up, we've been told we were nothing. We were told we were wrong. We were told our story doesn't matter. We were told we were liars. We were told we were manipulators. We were told we make things up. All these things, right? So what we're doing is we're learning how to trust ourselves again, okay? And we're not just learning, we're remembering how to trust ourselves again. And in that remembrance comes great power, guys. I mean, unbelievable power. Like, you can't even imagine it until you start on this journey and start making leaps and bounds in this. And what will happen is all these other entities, okay, all these other things that are running up, because your spirit, your soul, runs on a different dimension, okay? But your soul is the avatar of your body. Supposed to be. Again, what happens is at birth, when you go through trauma, okay, your brain will stop developing in certain ways. It will stop. I have a very bad problem with timelines, okay? I always have, and I couldn't ever figure out what it was. I for the life of me, like, I can do everything I want to try to remember timelines, and I have an extremely difficult time. And we'll come to find out what that is. It's the hippocampus doesn't develop completely because of the trauma and abuse, and that's one of the things that's affected by it. So when we are traumatized and our parents, it starts at birth. It starts if you were born in a hospital and yanked out of your mom and passed around from stranger to stranger, cold hands with gloves on, spanked on the ass, tucked upside down, they do the thing on your mouth to suck all that shit out. That's an AC drainage line dripping all over my roof. I got to figure out how to get that water diverted so that way I can paint that today. But anyways, what happens, guys, is your brain splits, okay? Your brain splits, and instead of your spirit being able to take over, you go into fight or flight. You go into survival mode, okay? And when you go into survival mode, that you are now creating your ego and your alt. Depending on your trauma and what you go through in your life, you're creating your ego and your alters. So you are literally, you have never been conscious. The only time you've been conscious is when you listen to your intuition, or that voice, that small little voice in the back of your head. That is your consciousness trying to speak to you, okay? And the reason we wrestle with ourselves is because we are consumed with ego. That's all we've ever known, that we spend our whole lives building up our ego, which is our barrier, which is our fortress against this evil, cruel world, to live in these slavery systems. And so when I'm 43, okay? So I started my journey at 42, and my ego is still holding on. I still, that's why I can't go out in public. I can't socialize, face to face with people, because my ego is still taking over, trying to protect me. And, at the same time, my ego does not want my soul to take over. But I think I've gotten past that part. My soul has definitely, established itself, and my ego is definitely bowing down to my soul now. But whenever I am in public and have to deal with other people, it immediately instigates that survival instinct in me again, because I haven't healed all the way, and I'm still dealing with things, and I still haven't figured out, what trauma or abuse that I haven't touched on yet, that I haven't healed yet. So I'm still, deep in my journey here. But that being said, so when you guys are doing your healing, it's going to be a struggle, because your ego does not want to let go, guys. You spent your whole life working on building up. It's like that was your baby. That was your thing that you created. You're proud of it. That's where your pride comes from. That's where, we refuse to, say, oh, I was wrong, or whatever. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to get across is, when you start this healing journey, you might make leaps and bounds, guys, okay? You might make leaps and bounds, like you're taking large strides downhill. And then all of a sudden, one day you're going to wake up and you're going to feel those energies shift. You're going to feel completely different. It's going to be weird. It's going to not feel right. It's going to feel dangerous. It's going to feel like you're going to feel crazy. You're going to be like, what the hell am I doing? What in the hell am I doing? And you're going to literally, try to justify that you're crazy, that you're doing the wrong thing. And at those times, guys, it's important for you to reach deep down. Now, this is why also on your healing journey, it's, you have to, I would imagine that you would need to definitely pull yourself away and find your safe space as much as possible, and live in that safe space as much as possible. Because, guys, everything in this world, when they feel all these entities that are attached to all your friends and family, and in your TV and in your screens, and attached to all these, the history of these buildings and the history of these things, and all these entities that are attached to, look at these buildings. They're all industry, guys, realty company. These guys are crooks. These guys are putting you in your spirit, in other spirits, okay? I mean, think about it. That was a lawyer building that I was working on over there. That's complete smut and garbage. And, so there's entities everywhere, guys. And what I'm trying to say is that they all run on that same dimension as your spirit, as your soul, okay? And your soul and your spirit, they do not fuck with that. But when they know that you're in between, that you're coming out of ego and you're trying to heal, and you're doing this work, they will throw everything at you. They will literally, guys, if let's say you've been trying to get a promotion, or you've been trying to get a different job, or you've been trying to acquire this girlfriend or boyfriend, or you've been trying to do this or that, okay? And you've been trying for years and years and years, and just, it's like you're getting nowhere with it, right? And you're almost ready to give up. But then you start your healing journey, and because you're realizing, you're like, that was your last ditch effort, is to listen to your soul, listen to your spirit, and So you do, and you do these things out of trust and because you've never done them before, and they go against everything you've been taught. So what's going to happen? And then you make big strides at the beginning, and then all of a sudden you're going to wake up one morning, and everything's going to be weird. Everything's going to be fucked up. Everything is going to tell you, don't stop. Go back to what you're doing. Not only that, but you might just be offered. There's a couple different things. So you're going to be offered the world. The world is going to be started to be handed to you. All those things that you've been running after, when you quit running after them, they are going to come after you. They're going to get thrown in your lap, and you're going to have to make a decision. Are you going to accept the things, these 3D illusions, that way you can live a happy little life, a successful 3D materialistic consumerist life? Are you going to sell yourself out for the things of this world? Or are you going to buckle down and do what you got to do because you realize what's really important and let go of all this 3D illusion? Okay? So that's one thing. You're going to be thrown in the world. And then shortly after that, if you accept your healing, other than to sell your soul out and just live in ego, the other thing that's going to happen, you're going to wake up one morning and things are going to seem really weird. And what's happening is every entity, everything is coming after you. Everything is going to do, they're going to control your family members, your friends, your neighbors, the people you work with. They're going to control people on the street, people in the store, people in wherever you go. They will be able, whoever is not healed and living out of ego, they are Agent Smiths. They are at any moment in time susceptible to being taken over by these entities and used by these entities like an Agent Smith. So they will say the weirdest things. They will do the weirdest things. You will be shocked and amazed. You'll be like, what the hell is going on? And what that is, don't be afraid when that happens. All that is confirmation that you are doing the right thing, because these fuckers are scared to death that you're going to heal and realize your power. Guys, because for every one of us that heals and realizes our power and reclaims our authority, we are taking our power back, and they know that is dangerous to their existence. So they don't want that. That whole dimension does not want that. That is the most dangerous thing to them, is for us to reclaim our power and heal. And so when that starts happening to you guys, instead of taking those long strides downhill, your strides are going to end up like this. They're going to end up okay? But you're still moving, guys. You're still moving. You're just moving slow. As long as you don't turn back and give up and sell out to the ego and sell out to this material world and sell out to all the breads and circuses, guys, as long as you stay steadfast in your healing, as long as you just keep on going, as long as you tell yourself that you're doing the right thing, as long as you're looking at these entities, and when they do this, it's just confirmation for you to make you more steadfast in what you're doing in your healing. Dude, you're going to be so fucking successful if you can just deal with it, and it's going to last for a day, 2 days, 3 days, maybe a week. Who knows? Like I said, it really depends, I think, on your environment. That's why safe spaces are so fucking important, guys. It really depends on your environment, because if you're surrounded by these things, it's going to break you down, because unless you fully lend over to spirit, which is walking in truth and trusting yourself and not going out and seeking outside knowledge for anything and knowing that you're just remembering, unless you're doing that, these entities are going to tear you from limb to limb. They're going to tear that ego apart. They are going to beat that ego to death. So, but if you just keep on going, look, we get in those big strides, we think we're healed, and then all of a sudden we come to the realization that, no, we're knee deep in our journey still, and we're just taking baby steps. That's all we're going to do. We're going to just take baby steps. Just like that, up the hill. And guys, once we get to the top of that hill, whether it takes a day, a week, you will hit another freaking breaking point. You will hit another damn point in your journey where you're going to make leaps and bounds in your healing, in your clarity, in your confidence, in your courage. You can do this, guys. You can do this. You are more powerful, guys, than anything else in this earth. From the day you were born, everything, including your parents, have tried to tell you guys that you are not worthy. Everything. Everything. You were put into slavery indoctrination systems for 12 years, guys, in order to make you comply and drive you, literally drive a wedge between you, your mind, and your spirit. Your soul, because they want you stuck in ego. They want you stuck on the programs that were instilled in you, that they beat into you. So as you break these programs, guys, it's a different world. It doesn't operate according to this physical, according to the physical. This whole physical is just a misrepresentation of the truth. It's a skewing of reality. It's a version. It's their version. It's their disgusting version of reality. This is not reality, guys. This is not. This is all this is made up construct. And this goes back, again. Well, I'll get into that in a different video, but yeah, I just want to remind you guys, if you are going through your journey, look, man, and you make leaps and bounds one day, and then the next you're like, what the fuck is going on? All that is just it's all of these entities, it's all of these energies, it's your trauma, it's your past, it's all those things you've been running away from your whole life that you haven't dealt with, and they're all trying to stop you from healing. None of them want you to heal. None of it wants you to heal, because as soon as you heal, you realize you don't need anything outside yourself. You quit giving power to all these abusive systems. You quit playing into these toxic, poisonous environments. You quit playing in and you have now reclaimed your authority, and these entities can no longer use you. And so therefore they lost their power of existence. So just keep that in mind, guys. Keep your head up. This is the hardest thing. Guys, I've done so much stupid, crazy, fucked up shit in my life. This is by far and away the hardest thing I've ever done. But by far and away the most rewarding, amazing, eye-opening, unbelievable thing I've ever done. I mean, I literally think I stayed alive because I knew there was something more to life, and I'm discovering what it is. And there's nothing that compares to this. I'm willing to give up everything, the shirt on my fucking back, to keep on healing. And I'd be a fool to do otherwise, because once you realize the power of this, guys, it's amazing. You are powerful. You're the most powerful thing on earth. That's why since the day you were born, everything, including your parents, acting as agents of the state, have tried to tell you that you don't know enough, that you need something outside yourself for salvation, that you need something outside yourself to survive, whether it be food or music or entertainment or family, toxic friends, toxic environments, toxic workplaces. Yeah, and so, that is how they have bamboozled you. They have had to literally tell you from the time you were a baby and your soul took a backseat and your brain went into survival mode. They have been working on you, building those programs up, putting those programs in your head, telling you that you're nothing, that you're worthless, that you're nothing more than an animal, that your ancestors came out of the fucking muck in a tadpole pond, that your fucking ancestors were swinging around on branches with like monkeys in a tree. I mean, it's fucking retarded, guys. And it's just comfort for me. It's just complete 100% confirmation that this is what an abusive system does. This is what an abusive relationship does. The abuser has to beat down and just kick the feet out from under the abused in order to control them and tell them that they're nothing without the abuser. And that's how it works. And that's how that's what I'm trying to say. The patterns I see once I started facing my childhood trauma and abuse, the patterns I saw in that abusive system that I was under with my mom is the same patterns I see in all of these systems out here of governance, all these indoctrination centers, all of these All of it, the whole work system, the consumer system, the material system, it's all the same patterns of abuse, making you feel like you're nothing without them. And that's how abuse starts. So there you go. Take it for what it is. I hope that helps y'all. Just keep your heads up, guys. You're the most powerful thing on earth. Don't fucking let anything tell you otherwise.